Ufuk, can you give us just an update on how Louis is? Obviously he saw out the game, but yeah, he's ruled out of this one with a dislocated shoulder.
Yeah, he's ruled out for this weekend, but it's not as bad as we thought. So he'll actually do some on-feet stuff today by himself. But it's good news and bad news at the same time. But he'll be back a lot quicker than expected. Okay,
so it's not something that will require surgery at all?
No, nothing like that at all.
Yeah, okay, because he's had so many injury problems and he's dislocated both shoulders before. So when he finds out it's like a dislocated shoulder, I mean, is it something initially, like we're initially fears that it could be something quite...
Yeah, we thought it could be a lot worse than what it is, so, but after getting the scans done, so we're pretty pleased with obviously the outcome where he's not going to be out for longer, and Louis is a battler and a fighter, and he'll come back a lot stronger as well.
Yeah, because I guess after what happened with the handball, it's pretty tough to find out you've dislocated your shoulder as well.
Yeah, it's been a tough week for Louis, and look, the decision didn't go our way, but that's part of the game at times, and sometimes in the upcoming games it might go our way, so it happens sometimes.
We saw you use Tim Payne off the bench at right back earlier in the season. Is he looming as like the most likely backup? Because you have a few options there.
Yeah, normally I won't give you an answer to that, but yeah, this week we're looking to play Tim Payne in that role. I think he'll give us a lot of energy going up and down because he normally plays as a midfielder, so he's got the ability to go up and down that line and hopefully give us some good delivery as well.
Yeah, and that'll be his first start in the A-League, so yeah, an occasion I'm sure he's looking forward to.
I think it'll be good for him, obviously leading into the Always camp as well to get through 90 minutes on the weekend, so I think it'll be a great positive.
Do you still see Callan as a right back? Because I think in the reserve game he played in midfield last week.
Yeah, he played as a 10 the last game, but Cal previously as a junior as well played as right winger, so he can play in multiple positions, but he's still in our squad as right back, but at this stage we'll make a decision with Tim Payne to start there.
And in terms of searching for that first point and that first win, is it a case of tinkering much, like are you still wanting to make a few more changes to find that winning formula? Or?
Yeah, we'll tinker a little bit this weekend with the way we'll start. Look, I believe that we're going in the right direction. It's like I said, just getting that 3 points is the most important thing. We've lost games by 1 goal every single game that we've played. The boys are still positive, they still have the belief, and I think this week is a game where players need to start to be accountable as well.
Just heading into that bye week, I guess there's a bit of time off. I'm sure it's a timeline where you want to have a point heading into that.
Yeah, well, obviously you want to win every game that you play, and so this game is very important. Melbourne Victory are hurting with a loss from last week against Western United as well, so I think it's going to be a cracking game.
If potentially 5 losses on the trot to start the season, if we take it just a step back.
Four,
sorry.
So I fixed that one.
If we just take a step back, have you found A-League head coach a little tougher than maybe you expected?
No, coaching is coaching for me. For me, I think we prepare well. We go with a game plan, and it's about the players executing on the field. And at times we've done it well. I think we have to be a little bit more consistent. Last week we went up 1-0 against Melbourne City, but conceded 2 goals in 6 minutes. So that's a disappointing side of things. And it's not like teams have outplayed us and dominated games where we've lost games. So there's something to build on there. There's something to work on.
Looking at when you came in and getting all the players in line and all that, considering how long that took, would you have done anything any differently?
Look, it was always going to take time to bring in the right players. Starting with 7 players is never easy, and I never hide behind excuses for me, but look, it's always going to take time, and we brought in players in dribs and drabs thinking that these were the best players to bring in. I still believe that we have a good squad and we've got some quality players, and it's just about winning a game, and that'll change everything.
Do you feel like the changes during the off-season were maybe just too great of changes to not have enough continuity coming through?
Well, that's what we're trying to achieve from this season and moving on to next season as well. Looking at the big picture, we want to have a squad where we retain 14, 15 players for next season, so there's not a massive changeover, and it's easy to build on.
What, you won't be able to tell us specifically, but what sort of objectives have the club set you, and are you on track? For
me, I'm a winner. I want to win every game that we play, and I want to make the top 6. You make the top 6, and then anything's possible from there onwards.
Possibly one of the, I guess, worst starts to an A-League season for the Phoenix. Are you sentimental about that? How do you feel about that being under you?
I had that question yesterday in a radio interview where people come with a lot of stats, and the stats don't bother me at the end of the day. For me, it's what we do week in, week out, and we focus on game by game, and the most important thing is to get the result on that weekend.
Realistically, right here where we are now, where do you see the Phoenix finishing at the end of the season?
Oh, hopefully in the top 6. I want to be in the top 6, that's what we're working towards.
And with the second goal last week, Yeah, it seemed like Scott Galloway had so much time on the ball. Is that something with your players demanding to be hungrier to kind of close down players?
Yeah, I think it's not just hungry. I think it's look. I'll be honest with you. I think last week we were second best to most challenges. I don't think we were, but at the same time that was just a communication where we pass players on and it gives the players a chance to step up and close the ball down. So, and at the end of the day, look, at times the players are going to have shots from that distance, and players just got to do their job.
And we saw Ben Waine get his first goal for the club. Is that good to know that you can count on an 18-year-old off the bench to to add some impact?
Well, hopefully, for moving with Ben Waine forward, we wanted to see him to be a starter soon in this team. That's what we're trying to produce with young players coming through and doing their job on the field. And look, it's unfortunate that the story got a little bit lost with the loss and also with the VAR coming into the decision. But it's a great opportunity for Ben Waine and get his first goal of one of the youngest players in the competition.
Is he knocking on the door for a start yet?
He is knocking on the door. Well, most players are knocking on the door. It's just we've got to make a decision on what we think is the best team to put out there to win the game.
Just quickly, can we just touch on the All Whites again? What's their sort of, could you just sum up again what their sort of schedule will be like over these next 2 weeks?
Well, they've got 2 games, so they've got a long trip and they get back, the boys will get back on Wednesday the week after, so they'll come back in and do a recovery. And then we've got 2 days before we lead into Brisbane Roar. So I think when I spoke to Danny, most players will play in 1 game, so he wants to rotate the players within the 2 games that they play. So I'm thinking most of our boys will play in the 2nd game with the travel that they're going to do to get over there. Look, at the end of the day, for me, it's a proud moment. The players should always have pride, representing their country, and it's a great opportunity to play at the highest level because international level is all the best players in the country. So another great challenge for them.
Have you guys got any sort of plan into how to ease them back in when they come? Because I don't know if there's any direct flights from Lithuania to New Zealand.
No, I think they're on 4 flights back, so it's going to be a long haul for them on the way back. But look, we'll manage it when they get back in. We'll see how they are once they arrive back into Wellington, and then we'll make decisions what we need to do for the weekend.